Are you a slave to food, sleep, and entertainment? Or are you able to deny yourself these things at the drop of a dime? In this video, we will talk about building a restrained appetite and leave you with 5 practical ways to maintain it for the glory of God. Hey, welcome back. This is the 4th installment in our series of 15 qualities of a godly man. These qualities provide us with clear-cut goals by which we can develop ourselves to be the kind of men that glorify God and provide a strong gospel impact to those around us. If you're interested in the rest of these characteristics, I've provided links to them, as well as some other resources in the show notes below. In the previous quality, we talked about self-mastery of the mind, or controlled thinking. This time, we will stick to the matter of self-control and talk about how it relates to our body. We are told in the scriptures to be self-controlled. Some of you might remember the famous Stanford marshmallow experiment, where children were left alone in a room with a single marshmallow and given 2 options: eat the marshmallow or refrain from eating the marshmallow for 15 minutes to receive a second marshmallow as a reward. The experiment was designed to test their self-control and commitment to delayed gratification. It was concluded that, quote, preschoolers who waited longest for the marshmallow went on to have higher SAT scores than the ones who couldn't wait. In later years, they were thinner, earned more advanced degrees, used less cocaine, and coped better with stress. The study revealed what has long been written about in the pages of Scripture. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. In the Gospels, Jesus invited a crowd to follow him by denying themselves and said, "Whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it." And Paul spoke to this as well, saying, "Train yourself for godliness, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come." The basic principle is this: mastery of self-denial and delayed gratification will earn the greater reward and more success in life. So I'm calling this quality a restrained appetite. It comes from the Greek word that means temperate and describes someone who is able to control the appetites of his body and not give in to excess. It refers to a man who can maintain balance and sobriety in life. He is stable, circumspect, and self-restrained when dealing with his own desires, cravings, and impulses. In other words, he is able to say no when it is right to say no. So, when it comes to the things that are good and right, he exercises moderation. And when it comes to things that are bad and wrong, he exercises abstinence. A godly man controls his appetites. His appetites don't control him. Now, I've found that we are typically challenged in 4 categories of life when it comes to self-restraint: rest, food, organization, and entertainment. When it comes to rest, a lack of restraint can result in laziness. Scripture says, "Love not sleep, lest you come to poverty. Open your eyes and you will have plenty of bread." We need to sleep. Our bodies need rest. But a godly man rests in order to become more productive. He is able to recognize that when it is time to retire, he sets the alarm. He gets back to being productive. In fact, he is able to delay his rest when life demands it, even after fatigue sets in. And when it comes to food, a lack of restraint can result in gluttony. A proverb tells us to be not among drunkards and among gluttonous eaters of meat, for the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and slumber will clothe them with rags. The heavy eater becomes slothful and tired, preventing him from being productive. The godly man is able to push himself from the dinner table. He is also able to deny himself food in order to build a stronger restraint. He can say no to the donut. And when it comes to organization, a lack of restraint can lead to disorder and chaos. The Bible tells us that all things should be done decently and in order. And the one who is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much. So disorder is a sign of unrestrained appetites. Our homes, our workspaces, our schedules need to be well organized for ultimate productivity. A godly man keeps a schedule. Perhaps he has a daily to-do list or a planning book. He keeps his appointments. As one person said, if you don't control your time, everything and everyone else will. Finally, when it comes to entertainment, a lack of restraint can lead to idolatry. Again, Scripture speaks to this as well. Do not be idolaters as some of them were, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. In other words, don't let entertainment control you. Live to be productive, even when you have free time. Consider forms of entertainment that provide significant contributions to your life, like reading a book, taking a walk, having a conversation with someone. These things are stimulating and creative. They enhance your well-being. So here are some questions to consider. Do you regularly feed your body at the expense of your soul? Do you eat whatever's put in front of you? Do you engage in forms of entertainment that are sinful? Are your days disorganized and chaotic? If so, then you need to work on building a restrained appetite. Hey, listen, if this is helping you, then give it a thumbs up. And if you want to follow along with the other qualities of a godly man, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. There are 15 other characteristics for you to strive after. Now, with all this in mind, let's introduce ourselves to some practical ways to build a restrained appetite. First, watch yourself closely. Think carefully about areas of your life where your appetites tend to control you. The Bible tells us, let anyone who thinks that he stands take heed lest he fall. So there are areas in our life where we have to be more watchful and exercise more restraint. Second, deny yourself often. Followers of Christ are marked by self-denial. Jesus said, if anyone wants to follow me, he must deny himself. So practice self-denial in the small things. This will help you when you need to exercise restraint in the big things. Third, embrace hardship fully. Our culture despises hardship, but it is in our pain that we develop self-discipline and godliness. Practice doing things that you don't like, but are good. Fourth, prioritize contentment always. We have a natural desire to have more, and that introduces discontentment in our lives. So be grateful for what you have, not longing for what you don't. And finally, treasure Christ completely. If you make Christ your supreme pleasure, your time with Him will produce a satisfaction that spills over into the rest of your life, making it easier for you to say no to other things because you are already satisfied. There is more to say about this topic and plenty of scriptures that can help you combat your appetites and temptations. So I provided a link in the show notes to help you build a restrained appetite. Also, there are more characteristics to help you become a godly man. So subscribe to keep up to date and hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you want to keep up with the characteristics of a godly man, I suggest you click on the next video and learn about having a respectable attraction.